This is Walton on the Naze on the pond here. I'm just about to leave this morning. Lots of dolphins round the boat today again. Loads of them. Big as well. Looks like common, but very big. Surrounded by them, look, they're all over the place. Huge pots. Everywhere. This is the Sovereign Light. She had. I'm just off the Isle of Wight now, and nearly coming up to 200 miles from leaving Walton on the Naze, and the wind's picked up this morning. It's at 18 knots. It's coming from the west-northwest, so we're quite close hauled, but we're getting along nice. Well, I'm looking at myself on this iPhone, and I think, oh, I look like Sir Francis Chichester with this hat, these glasses. Yeah, I've got looking like him. Well, Francis Chichester would have done me proud last night. He would have said, Paul, you've done well. 30 odd knot winds. The sea was wild, really wild. But the boat was great. I had to strap myself on to go into the cockpit because it was so wild. Because the seas were on my beam, you know, and I'm getting swept onto this traffic separation scheme. Can't do anything about it. The winds have beaten me, and the ships are going after you. Ships are going around me, you know, they're steaming past me at high speed. Sailing boat, we are very much the vagaries of the wind. Where these big ships, they just power on and straight through it, you know. It's as if there's no wind at all, you know. But anyway, I'll show you around. Well, I've crossed the Bay of Biscay and now I'm heading down the Iberian Peninsula. I'm opposite sort of Spain now, Galicia. Yes, it's really lovely day, but because I've got no wind, and I was checking the fuel this morning in the tank. I had to do quite a lot of motoring yesterday, and I'm getting quite low on my reserves now, so I'm hoping that I'll start picking up some wind. Otherwise I'm going to have to go in somewhere to refuel up. And I was thinking, well, maybe Cascais would be quite a good place to go into. That's near Lisbon. I'm not sure what the situation is regarding transit ports. You know, there are certain transit ports you can go in just to fuel up. Otherwise, some places they're quite strict on being quarantined. I don't want to get quarantined and get stuck for 2 weeks somewhere. So I've got the I'm goose winging at the moment. I'll show you the sails in a moment. It's really, really nice. So I might be able to do a bit of sunbathing today, which would be nice. Wednesday the 10th of June, and the sun's just coming up from the east. I'm heading south, and everything's really good. Lovely day, beautiful day. Might be able to do some sunbathing again today, hopefully. The 11th of June. I'm about 60 miles from Lisbon, so I'm 2/3 of the way down the Iberian Peninsula, which is really good. I've got nice winds blowing from the northwest. I say northwest, no, sorry, northeast. Yeah, northwest, sorry, northwest. Averaging about 4 knots. So everything's looking really good. I've got the self-steering gear, but I haven't really used that at all, because obviously I've been doing some motoring. As long as I've got plenty of power, which I have, I'm going to have to run the engine shortly just to charge up. But what happened is one of the wind vane broke off when I was off Oceans, off Brittany. I've got a couple of spare ones, which is fortunate. I've got to dig them out, but I'm okay at the moment, as I am with the electrical auto helm. As I say, I never sit on the helm, very rarely sit on the helm at all. For me, it's either sitting in the cockpit sunbathing, reading, or down below relaxing and sleeping. You know, I'm a long distance sailor. For me, sitting on the helm is not what I like at all. Well, this is my little world where I am in the saloon, which I spend all my time. This is my bunk here, which I use. Got a little lee cloth, which I use, and then we've got the chart table here, the satellite phone. I've got the plotter there. You can see the back of the plotter. And the sink here, and I've got my little stove here, just a 2-burner stove. There is a grill underneath, which I very rarely use. So this is my little world I've been in the last 11 days, and it's very comfortable here. And there's the plotter, as you can see. Look, I'm not that far from Lisbon now. put a new Vane on, took the old one off last night. For some reason the electric auto helm was struggling to hold the course. So I thought, well, I better rig up my self-steering gear. And here it is here, all rigged up. Looks quite an elaborate situation. Hard to see with the fenders at the back. But you've got these ropes that go back to the mechanism at the back of the Vane. And it connects to the tiller. And I've got, you can see that rope that's going around the tiller. It's like a fine adjustment. I can adjust the Vane depending where the wind's coming from, you know. But at the moment we're running downwind, so that doesn't use any power, which is quite nice. You know, it's a must on long distance cruising boats. See the rudder there now, it moves back and forward, the rudder, when the Vane moves here. As the boat moves out of course, this comes back, the rudder moves around, you see. They call it a servo assisted. It's quite clever really how it all works. See, like as the boat moves wrong way and it comes back, it's all very clever, you know. See, it goes back to the other side, it's going too much on course. This is going to be facing into the wind with the counterweight here. That's going to be facing. And this rope here, this one I'm holding here now, I can adjust the Vane here just by pulling on this here back and forward to change if I'm going off course or want to change slightly. So I just adjust this here. I can do this in the cockpit. Take it right back to the cockpit here, look. See, inside the cockpit. So if the weather was really bad and I didn't want to come up on deck, sorry, I'm all over the place here, and I didn't want to come up on deck, I could do it from the cockpit, you know. But this is all really for short-handed sailing. Well, the sun's out today, and I can tell I'm getting further south because it's starting to get warm. There's a bit of heat in that. I mean, this northerly wind all the time blowing always creates a little bit of a chill, but I'm not that far away from the Cabo Vincent now, the Cape Vincent, which is the southwestern tip of the Iberian Peninsula. And once I get round the Cape St Vincent, I'll be able to turn towards Gibraltar. Really, really nice day. Look at the colour of that water. Unbelievable. Oh, Saturday the 13th. I'm just off Cape St Vincent on the southwest coast of Portugal. Still got 200 and odd miles to run into Gibraltar, so I was a bit concerned about the fuel. I've only got 9 gallons in the tank, and I've probably got about maybe 1.5 gallons in a spare container. That's all I've got left. So it's going to mean quite a lot of motoring. So I've decided, I had to think about it this morning, and I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into Lagos. Lagos is it's sort of quite a largish cruising harbour, very popular for cruises. So no problem with my electrical auto helm. It's not holding a course, so I'm having to sit in the cockpit on the helm, manually on the helm, which has been a hot day today, so it's a bit of a killer sitting out here all day on the helm. And the trouble is I can't use the wind vane because it's need to be sailing to use the wind vane, and it's no good without wind. The electrical auto helm's designed for when I'm under engine with no wind. But that's gone, so when I go into Lagos, it's about 30 miles away. I've just put it in my last little bit of fuel, I've got about 7.5 gallons in the tank, and I've got about 30 miles to run, so I should have enough to get into Lagos. I'm not going to get in there till quite late, so I'll probably in the next hour I'll stop motoring and just have some tea. Well, here's Barada sitting here. Arrived here 5 o'clock this morning after 24 hours. There is a place here which does electronics, so tomorrow I can pop in and have a chat about the auto helm. The auto helm here. And then I've filled up with all the fuel. I've got all the containers here. 2 big yellow ones. There's 2 5-gallon American 5-gallon ones, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 10-litre, plus the tank's full as well now. So I've got lots of fuel for me to get to Sardinia. Beautiful day today, really nice. Got a fishing boat here with like a seine type net, and look at all the seabirds all around the edge of the net, looking for a free meal. Look at the colour of the sky today, it's absolutely beautiful. See how it goes lighter near the horizon. Look how sharp that horizon is. Wow. And the colour of the water. Wow. I mean, this is just absolutely amazing. I'm sailing as well. Wow. Beautiful sailing again. Flat sea. Nice winds. Well, this is just amazing. Yeah, the winds have increased, gone up to about 18 knots. I had to reduce sail. I was doing about 7.5 knots, so I've lost a cooked dinner. So, and it's quite tricky down below when the boat's bouncing all around the place, you know. But I'm doing just over 5.5 knots now. Tuesday the 16th, it's just after 6 o'clock. Yeah, I've got to try and catch up on some sleep, and I'm only getting little short micro bursts of sleep, you know, because I get really tired, you know, after sleep. But then I come up on deck, there's a lot of shipping around, you know, but I have to sleep. There's no way, I just can't keep going. I mean, the other night I did 24 hours non-stop. When there was no wind, I had to stay on the helm until I got into Lagos. But I was absolutely exhausted when I arrived at 5 o'clock in the morning, I suppose. Well, now I've passed through the Straits of Gibraltar. I'm now into the Mediterranean. Barada's never been into the Med. Oh, yes, she has. Many years ago, she was in Malta. So I brought her back to the Mediterranean where she started out. So the winds are nice sailing. I've had quite a good rest. I was very, very tired. The early hours of the morning. I didn't get out of the cockpit till 3 o'clock, so I've been just resting and feel I still could do with more sleep. I feel a lot happier now, you know. I was very fatigued early hours this morning. Really was. Beautiful day. Oh, I think I've got a dolphin there. I just seen something pop up. Oh yeah, I have. Great. That's nice. Come to say hello. How are you, Barada? Common dolphin, I think. Maybe not a common dolphin. really, look at the speed. You can just see them under the water. The water's so clear. Wonderful animals. Look at the speed they go at. Ooh, absolutely amazing. I don't know if you can see that. You might not be able to see that on film. Yeah, there's one just coming along now, the front of the bow. Whoa, see that? Hey, you preached. Wow. Yeah, we'll have to go forward. See if we don't fall in though. Trying to hold on to the camera and yeah, they're all around the bow. Look at them all there. Wow, that's really nice. Really nice. Isn't it beautiful, eh? Nature in all its glory. Aha, there you go, two here. Look, whoa, look at them, hey, wow. Woo. Oh, absolutely amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Look what I found on the deck. It jumped up. Reminds me when you sail across the Atlantic, you get the flying fish who jump up on the deck. No wind at all. 0.3. I had a feeling the Mediterranean was going to be like this. The Mediterranean Sea is a strange sea. It's an inland sea. It's not like an ocean. With an inland sea, everything is, the weather and the winds are all dictated by the land and not the oceans. They're dictated by the oceans themselves. I've got the sails out. It's just, as I say, there's apparent wind, meaning with the speed we're motoring forward. I mean, there is a little bit of wind, about 4 knots, but because we're moving forward, we are creating our own wind. If you look at this, we're doing 5.6 speed off the ground. I was a little bit naughty this morning. I motored through the night, right through the early hours of the morning, and I stopped now, 5 o'clock it was. And I just jumped into the bunk and I didn't wake up till 8 o'clock, so it's 3 hours, a lot longer than I normally sleep, but I just needed to sleep. I was so tired. Oh, really tired. But I'm topping the tank up now because I'm having to motor again all day today. There's calm, dead calm. I'm going to put these two 10 litre, that's 20 litres into the fuel tank, and then I'll check the fuel to see how much is in the tank when I've done that. Tank's actually under this floorboard here, so I'll get that up. Fuel tank, so I've got to take that little top out and get everything ready. Yeah, everything's very basic. Putting the fuel down in the tank through the filter and the strainer. It's the most important part now, the measuring stick. See how much fuel's in the tank. So just measuring now, pull it out, see what we've got. Well, I've got the Genoa right out, mains out, so the Helpman's along, still got the motor on. I did take the motor off and we were only doing a couple of knots. So it's an absolute beautiful morning this morning. The sun, and it's really warm. You can tell the difference now. I'm in the Mediterranean. The sun's beautiful, really, really nice. Yeah, just need a little bit more wind, say 10, 12, 13, 15 knots would be perfect. I think there is more wind coming in. What you normally find is you get the Mistral winds that come down the Rhone Valley and right across the Gulf of Leon. Everything on Barad is basic, you know. I don't have a shower, I don't have an electric pump for the water, I have to do everything manually. But this is what we call a solar shower, which are great. What I do is fill it up with water, put it on the deck, let the water get hot. Sometimes I have to put cold water in because it can get really hot, and then I hang it up on the boom here. Yeah, I could do with really giving my hair a good shampoo. I've just been wiping it down, and I've noticed I'm starting to get a bit itchy, you know, so I need to have a good shower. That's what I'm going to do later on. I was thinking about it last night. That's where the solar shower is ideal for hot climates. That's it laid out on the in the cockpit, and just leave it there until it gets hot. Sometimes you've got to put cold water in because it can get really hot, you know, especially with when the weather's like this. And then what I'll do, I'll just hang it up on the boom here, and then I'll sit underneath it and take it, you know, obviously have a shower, the sink, you know, but it'd be nice just to have a nice shower. Now I'm getting near to land, so I had a nice shower before. Actually, it was too hot. I had to put some cold water in it. It was amazing how hot it gets, and it was nice. I was able to have a good shower and shampoo my hair. I've been on the go now 20 days since I left the UK. I must be coming up to 2,000 miles. Now, one of the things you've got to get used to is about disruptive sleep, especially in the moment when I'm having to be on the helm a lot. When I had the auto helm, it wasn't so bad, but now I'm having to helm a lot. My sleep is definitely disruptive, you know. I'm on the helm at the night, in the middle of the night, early hours in the morning. It's amazing how your body gets used to disruptive sleep. It's so awkward. I'm trying to hold it without my finger going across the lens. Trying to do this and film at the same time, bit of a nightmare. Anyway, disruptive sleep, by example, how I work things. I was on the helm. I've been doing 3 or 4 hour stints on the helm, and when I start, my mind starts wandering, like I'm in between awake and sleep. I'm here, but I'm not here. You know, that's the time I know I've got to stop and rest. And that's when I start. I was a little bit like that when I went through the Straits of Gibraltar. I've been on the helm a long time, and my mind was away. I was away with the fairies. I was going round. I didn't know what I was starting to lose it, you know. So I'm going to have to hold this again. I'm trying to hold this and not put my finger on and with the control. Very difficult. So I had to get a grip of myself the other night. It was about maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I was half asleep, half awake. I had to shout at myself and say, Paul, you've got to sort the boat out. You've got to sort the sails out. Sorry about this, my finger's gone across the lens. The trouble is hard to control the controls of the left hand. Take for instance, last night I had my tea. I stopped the boat, had my tea, did my dishes and everything, and then had a little bit of a rest and then started off on the helm again. I'm gonna have to sort this out. So I was on there again for another 4 hours. So I got to 11 o'clock last night, 2300. And I'm thinking, oh, my mind's starting to go. I'm starting to wonder what is a strange feeling when I'm on the helm, when I'm actually holding the helm. I feel as if I'm falling. It's really weird. I like this falling sensation, and I think, well, I don't like that feeling. It's a bit weird, you know. I feel as if I'm going to fall out of the boat. It's just it's a mental thing, you know, because I'm not quite fully awake. I'm sort of starting to go into sleep, which is very strange. Let me just do this. Give me a minute. I'm trying to do this. So I stopped at 11 o'clock. I think I had 2 hours sleep. A bit longer than I expected, actually. But you know, again, my body was telling me, you need to sleep, you need to sleep, you need to sleep. Back on the helm again about 1 o'clock, the early hours this morning, till 5 o'clock. And I thought, well, I'll stop at 5 because I need to make a phone call on the satellite phone to find out what the situation, just to check. So that was fine. I thought, well, I'm gonna lay down, and I did. And I think I woke up again an hour later. But when I got up, I felt good, and I've been feeling fine. And I went, and I was able to get the boat set up on the wind vane, and I was able to have another sleep. So as long as you're getting your body's, you know, you're sleeping. I don't. You need to have continuous sleep. I think as long as you get sleep, you know, and your body tells you need sleep, and I think you can get into a routine. I'm going to have to do this. Well, I'm going to see the green flash tonight. I've never seen a green flash. Sometimes get them. Depends on the light. It's to do with refraction. It's just about to disappear. Yeah, it's a nice horizon. The sky's been beautiful, actually. No cloud. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Now we've got some wind. That's nice. It's just going. Really lovely evening. Warm. Well, this without doubt is the hardest part of the trip in the Mediterranean. It's not my favourite to see. There's no wind at all. It's awful. You can't sail. You've got a motor. What's making it worse is obviously I don't have the electrical auto helm. I've got to nurse the helm all the time, so it's making it very hard. The last few days I'm up all the time on the helm. It's hopeless. This motoring is, I don't like it. I hate it, actually. And so for me, the part of the trip I've disliked the most is this last number of days, getting to Sardinia. So I don't know how it will get on going to Venice, if the winds will come, or we'll be just doing loads of motoring, you know. I wouldn't hold my breath on it anyway, but it's a lovely day. I mean, beautiful day, lovely and sunny, nice and warm, no bloody wind. What's the point of having a sailing boat when you've got no wind? The sun's just about coming up, starting to come up. It's twilight, but you can actually see Capella there, the star, which is very bright indeed. You might not be able to see it so well on. Yeah, it's there. Magical morning, beautiful morning. Look at that. Real wow factor.